Airsoft guns, we can rebuild them. We have the skills. We can make them stronger, faster, and better than they were before.
Hey guys, welcome back to Airsoft Extreme Tech Tips. I'm Jeremy. Today we're going to be talking about how to replace the pinning gear on a motor. I rate this maybe a 1 out of 10 gears on the difficulty scale. It's fairly easy to do. For the tools I'm going to be using for this is going to be a heat gun, ball peen hammer, needle nose pliers, and a 1mm hex wrench. Now remember, if you do any kind of modifications or upgrades yourself, you will void your warranty. Unless you're really sure and know what you're doing and everything, I would bring it to an Airsoft Extreme technician. All right, so let's get started. As you can see, this pinning gear on this motor is pretty chewed up, so I want to replace it. What you want to do is you want to heat up this screw, or this grub screw inside of here. They Loctite it in so it doesn't come loose. This thing rotates pretty fast inside your gun, so you don't want that screw to come loose. And this is what holds down the pinning gear. So what you want to do, use your heat gun, turn it on. You're gonna get this thing pretty hot. I would say you're gonna leave it on there for approximately 20-30 seconds or so, depending on what you're using to heat it up. Heat guns get pretty hot pretty fast. So we'll start to bubble a little bit. Pop that off. This is also on the pinning gear is also on the shaft of the motor pretty tight, so this is where I use needle nose pliers. What I do is I kind of rock it off. Until it pops off. And that's that. Be careful, this thing is hot. Just kind of set that off to the side. Next, get your new pinning gear. And you're going to want to slide it on. Most of the shafts on the motors, they have like a flat spot on it, so this thing doesn't, if the screw gets loose or anything, it doesn't rotate inside of there or anything, so it just keeps it stuck in one place. So slide this guy on. Well, actually, it might be a little tight. This is where the hammer is going to come into play. So just kind of center it on there. Get your hammer and then lightly tap it. Until the shaft is basically flush to the top of the pinning gear. At this point, you can remove the new grub screw and you can put some Loctite on there. If you do that, you got to leave it alone for however long the Loctite takes to set. It usually takes, I think, 6 hours or something like that. But anyways, you put some on there and then just tighten this down. You want it on there pretty tight. A lot of times, the new pinning gears will already have some Loctite on there. You can see that, usually it's blue or red, whatnot. You can tell by just looking at it. But if it doesn't, I recommend putting some Loctite on there because it will back out. So, fairly easy process to do. That's this edition of Tech Tips. I'm Jeremy. You have a good night.